Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Rennie G. I am a musician, peer counselor, and recovering addict at Kolmac. And this is...
Hi, I'm Tony Massey, psychiatrist, addiction medicine specialist, also at Kolmac. And I'm Doc.
And I'm Rock.
All right.
So here we go.
Here we go. Today we're going to do something a little bit different.
Oh, yeah?
Rennie. So I got a treat in store for you and our viewers. Today, we're just going to cover a general topic because, we get all these questions and there's some themes emerging.
Absolutely, some overlap.
Yeah, some overlap. So this would probably cover at least a couple of dozen folks out there with this one.
Okay.
And it's a how-to. It's a how-to question.
All right. I'm nervous.
You should be because you're the one I'm going to be leaning on.
It's not how to fix a car.
Not how to fix a car.
Okay, good.
Or how to solve some sort of calculus equation.
Good, thank God.
This is, how do I get a sponsor?
Ouch. That's a good question, though. How to get a sponsor? Well, maybe I'll talk a little bit about why first, right?
Okay.
All right. So, like I said, I'm a recovering addict, so I'm pretty familiar with the sponsor relationship. I am a sponsor. I have a sponsor. And a lot of people ask, why? What's a sponsor for? And I think people misconstrue the relationship. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell you guys what my sponsor tells me, okay? This is him speaking to me. I'm not your bank. I'm not your taxi cab. I'm not your best friend. And I'm not your only phone call. I am a guide through the 12 steps. And that's pretty much what a sponsor does, is an experienced member of a peer group. In my case, it would be AA. But I've also been to NA for many years. And it's an experienced member who has substantial clean time, in my opinion, 2 years or more, who's worked all 12 steps, understands the traditions, and basically understands the program. Mm-hmm. And somebody who can help the new guy come in and say, this is why we don't cross-talk at meetings. This is why, you show up early and talk before the meeting and stay afterwards and talk after the meeting. Because in my opinion, there are two meetings. There's the before and after, which is the meet, and then there's the meeting inside, which is fun too. So how do you find a sponsor? Well, I think...
Don't you just have to start off by going to a meeting, I suppose?
Yeah, you have to attend more than one meeting.
Yeah, check out a couple.
The way not to get a sponsor is to take a picture of the group, put the picture on the wall, and throw some darts. That's probably a really bad way to do it. Okay. What I did was I found somebody who, I would go to meetings repeatedly, and I would see this person sitting in the same chair. Mm-hmm. Like every week, he's in the same place. And so what that told me was he was early, he was in the same spot, he was very stable, and he had a lot of friends. And he spoke a lot in the meetings, and when he spoke, he didn't talk about what I should do. He didn't say, what you guys need to do, or what you need to do. He said, this is what I did. Mm-hmm. And I look for people who speak about themselves, because that's really, I want to know how they did it. I don't want to be told what to do. I want to know how they did it so I can make some choices. Mm-hmm. And I found a sponsor who had several years clean, and I have a great sponsor. So that's what we're looking for. Not a friend, not somebody who's going to let you, BS them.
Well, let's break this down.
Okay.
Go to meetings. S at the end. Plural.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say 6 or more.
6 or more.
6 or more.
Look and listen.
Yes.
And you're saying it's hard to listen with that mouth open,
Well, I'm not going to say that, but all I'm saying is this.
Got it. So look, listen, and listen with kind of all of who you are.
Yeah.
Be present, and there will surface someone who you connect with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
then you actually have to go to them, I suppose.
You have to actually go to them.
How does that work?
Well, you find somebody, and his name is Tony, and you say, Tony, I heard you speaking today, and I really appreciated what you had to say, and I'm looking for a sponsor. Could we maybe talk about that? And then Tony will say, you know what? I'd love to talk to you about being your sponsor. Let's go out for coffee, and let's talk about it.
No, you see, I would back it up a little bit, because my guess is, that for a lot of people would, kind of build up that walking up to Tony or whoever's being a major deal.
Well, it is a major deal. I'm speaking from way like it's been a while. It is a major deal.
Kind of crossing this, huge, vast land, and
Well, if getting to the meeting is the Grand Canyon, right?
Uh-huh.
This is Snake River Canyon.
Snake River Canyon.
Yeah. Still imposing, but not impossible.
Is that Evel Knievel that
he didn't get a sponsor.
Didn't get a sponsor. Oh, it wasn't Elvis, I take it. So you got the Snake River Canyon, but how do you handle that? Because I'd imagine that some people, when you look, it's like, this guy really is pretty far along in recovery. I'll never be like that. I'm struggling. I relapsed last week. How does this, it's major, what I'm saying is what helps get that confidence up? What helps kind of get that, make that, I think once you get 2 steps towards someone, you're already stuck because they're looking at you then. And you just got to keep walking.
It's like a deer.
Like, I got to go now. He's looking at me. So, well, how do you do that then? What worked for you?
Well, because, and this is something you said earlier, like maybe I might have a little more experience in this because I'm a 12-step member. The groups themselves sort of push people in the direction of confidence in that way because that's what the whole group is built on, taking a risk. You've already sort of made a commitment by showing up to meetings. Honestly, when you have a day clean, getting a cup of coffee is terrifying in a meeting. Like, people are going to look at me. I don't want to get up. So I think going to a few meetings and you sort of get used to the process and you realize that people are there to help.
Okay.
There's no authority figures, and that's kind of crucial.
Yeah.
And it is scary, but you know what? If you're willing to go to a meeting at all, I think you have already had enough, a clinically term, ego strength to be able to talk to somebody.
Yeah. And I guess the judging, if there's judging that's there, is that if you reach out to someone like you did, what you said really made a lot of sense to me. It hit home. I'm needing a sponsor. Can we maybe talk? The judgment's like you're okay.
Yeah, you're really more judging them.
Yeah.
In a sense, the sponsee is judging the sponsor because it has to be. It really is more about this. Are you a good sponsor for me? Are you? It's not like, hey, would you please be my sponsor? It's because this is a well protected secret in 12-step meetings. Sponsors stay sober in part because of their sponsees. And it's such a huge deal. Like, I get more out of my sponsees than I get from my sponsor because it's I'm also a musician, and as a musician I taught music for many years. Teaching a kid how to play a C major scale is so much better for you sometimes than learning advanced pieces of music. Basics, and that's what the sponsees do. And I think that's something that people should know, that you are also benefiting your sponsor in ways that you have no idea about yet. So there you go.
There you go. So it's easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
and then jump over Snake River.
And not that hard.
No, it's not. It's really not hard at all. It's a little scary, but you have to recognize it's a paper tiger. It's just it's a paper tiger. It's harmless.
That's right. All right. Well, I'm Doc.
I'm Rock.
All right.
And that's Caitlin. She's not on camera.
See ya.
See you next time.